Before I start telling you what I wanted to tell, I wanted to say that this video was made as unscripted and unfiltered as possible, intentionally, because I want I want you to see what it was like. Because what I'm starting today will probably be something massive, and I want you to see how it started. Uh, Maybe later you will come back to this video in a year, or I don't know, and you will see the changes, I hope. So let's keep this video as it is. The last year of my life was a mess. Not like a mess, a waste. I moved to a new country hoping that something will change for the best, that I will do something great here, but nothing of that happened. It's been already more than a year actually. I moved here in February 1st, 2024, and I'm filming it on April 4th, 2025, so it's already more than a year. And as I said, nothing really changed for the best. So recently I was listening to the podcast about the Bible, basically reading the Bible. Probably some of you know about this podcast. It's called Bible in a Year. And recently, maybe like some weeks ago, we finished the 5 books of Moses. And I really think that my life is very similar to the narrative from these books. And the last year is really like the book of Numbers, like the desert wanderings, like, but it's only 1 year, not 40 years. And I feel like it's over. However, if you remember that narrative, you probably remember that after the Israelites left the desert, they entered the promised land, crossed Jordan, and conquered it. But I'm not yet there. I'm kind of in the middle position between desert wanderings and conquering of the promised land. So probably the book of Deuteronomy, actually. And I really like this book. We'll talk about it later, probably. But before we proceed, I want to tell you more about this period of my life, about this year. So basically, I was living in a very small village in Germany where there is basically no infrastructure. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have like any activities I could like engage in. And because of the location of the place, basically I wasn't able to do anything like interesting on a regular basis. And that was for a year. So basically my day was wake up, have breakfast, go for a walk, maybe have a coffee, maybe watch some YouTube or play some video games or something, come back, have a dinner, go to sleep, repeat. And that was almost for a year. And now that I look at it, that's insane actually. I can't believe I lived like that before. And the result was I lost almost all of my social skills. I got some problems with health. Like even my prayer routine was like not in the best, but we'll come back to that later. So after it stopped, I left that place some months ago. So this is why some changes arose. There is one thing though that is worth mentioning, as I said before. My spiritual life actually kind of improved because when I moved here, I found an amazing parish, the FSSP parish, if you know what it is. And the people in the church, they were amazing, and we were having good time together. And I learned a lot about faith and other things. So it made me like better Christian than I used to be. So that's basically probably the only good thing of that period. But as I said, the rest is a complete waste. So I'm bad financially, I'm bad in terms of health, social skills, and spiritual life too, kind of. Even though there was an improvement, but it was not as good as I wanted to be. So what am I doing here right now? I want this to change. I already started actually. It's been a month since I started going to the gym, and I'm recording this only now because I wanted to make sure that I don't quit, that I actually do something about that I actually want to change my life. And the reason why I'm recording this video is because I want you, the person who's watching it, probably my future friend, I hope. I want you to walk with me down this path and maybe learn something from it. I will genuinely try to be useful, and maybe if you learn something from my path, that will make me very happy. There is 3 things I want to improve: physical, financial, and spiritual. Financial is actually the last one, so let's start with physical. As I said before, I started going to the gym. I started like doing good in nutrition and that sort of thing. I will talk about it probably in the future videos. And I noticed that it actually improved my spiritual life, which is the second thing. Because when you start becoming more disciplined, you like naturally start to become more disciplined in everything. Like not just the gym, also like sleep, eating, and praying too. And I will talk about it later too. And the financial is the last thing, but I don't really have anything to say about that for now because I'm not yet successful in that area at all. I have some like achievements in these two, but in finance, no. And as I said before, I hope that you will stay with me while I'm doing it, and I will be sharing something useful, and that will be basically about improving your own life, physical, mental, financial, and spiritual, which is very important because nobody basically does that. And if you stay with me, I will be very grateful, and I hope we will become friends eventually. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, I will tell more later. Bye. Doesn't stop.